Hi, I'm Neb, and today I'm going to be talking to you about who would win in a fight between Superman from DC Comics and Marcy Wu from Disney's Amphibia, and why Marcy would win every time. But first, let's talk about the Big Blue Boy Scout. So everyone knows Superman. Whether you're a big fan or you don't really care about him, we all know the basics. He's a human-like alien from the planet Krypton, which exploded, and now he's the last of his kind, with a few exceptions. And his powers consist of super strength, super resistance, super speed, flying, ice breath, laser vision, and building the Great Wall of China. He's also fought many powerful beings, like Darkseid and even other evil versions of Superman. So you might think his powers are impressive, but compared to our other contestant, he has no chance. I'll only quickly go through Marcy, because if you're watching this video, you probably already know who she is. So in the show Amphibia, three best friends, Anne Boonchoi, Sorcerer Ray Bright, and Marcy Wu, get trapped in a magical world called Amphibia, full of frog people, toads, newts, and a bunch of giant animals. And eventually they defeat an evil amalgamation of Amphibia's greatest minds with their cool new anime powers. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Marcy Wu without her powers. So why do I think Marcy could beat Superman? Well, firstly, Marcy's smart, like really smart. The core, which is a hive mind of Amphibia's greatest minds, wanted her to join, and eventually made her their new vessel, becoming Darcy.
Why don't you call us Darcy? Yeah, like Dark Marcy. It's a reference to one of Marcy's favorite video games. We searched her memories, and the name appeals to us.
She also does various other smart person things in the show, but you might be thinking, Neb, it doesn't matter how smart she is because this is a fight. And you would be right, but this is just one of her many advantages that she has over Superman. Also, speaking of physical strength, let's talk about hers. So, in one of the last episodes, while being controlled by the core, she was fighting Grim and Sasha, and at the start of the fight was pushing against both of their attacks at the same time. For context, Grim and Sasha are some of the physically strongest characters in the show. They also fought off these giant stalks which can literally take out tanks, and Sasha was even pulling around this big monster for a while riding it. They definitely have more impressive strength feats than this, but I haven't watched the show for a while, so this is one of the ones that I knew. And Darcy was pushing against both of their attacks at the same time. And you might say, well, Superman's way stronger, just look at the comics. And to that, I would say, only nerds read comics. And to my next point I'm mentioning, because I know people bring it up against Marcy Wu winning, which is obviously the Great Wall of China. Now, as we all know, in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, Superman builds the Great Wall of China. Now, I get it. I mean, if I put myself in the shoes of someone who didn't know about Marcy Wu, then I'd be like, well, of course Superman's stronger. He built the Great Wall of China. However, as someone who knows about Season 2, Episode 15A, New Wartwood, where Marcy fixes a bunch of stuff around the town, and with some support from the mayor, refurbishes the whole thing, I can clearly tell that Superman does not have the upper hand here. Also, she's Taiwanese American, so she's resistant to Chinese-based attacks. My next point is a quick one and doesn't really matter at all, but Superman is weak to kryptonite, and kryptonite is green, and Marcy Wu is green. This doesn't really matter, it's just a joke, but I wanted to mention it. My next actual point is much more relevant, which is that Marcy Wu is a published author. Because if you didn't know, on the 6th of December 2022, a book was released called Marcy's Journal, A Guide to Amphibia, which was an in-universe book written by Marcy Wu. Now, I don't own the book, but I bet it was a 10 out of 10, and it probably won an Oscar. Now, in my research, Superman has never released a book, so this is another thing that Marcy Wu has over him. And finally, my last point is the most important one. I like her more. I mean, think about it. The most important thing in power scaling is who the person talking likes more. And I mean, Marcy Wu's up there with the best characters in fiction. And I don't really care about Superman. I mean, I liked his new movie, and My Adventures with Superman is good. But I just don't really care about him that much. I mean, I don't dislike him at all, but if I was told to think of cool stuff, I wouldn't think of him. So in conclusion, could Marcy Wu beat Superman? Yes.